An old man is dying. The wires are still on his head. Nobody switched the machine off, so it recorded everything. He was 87. He fell, and the fall bled into his brain. Doctors wired him to an EEG to watch for seizures. Then, in the middle of the recording, his heart stopped. Nobody planned that. Nobody could have. For the first time, a machine sat watching a human brain cross over. The doctors kept the file. 15 minutes of a brain ending. Then they stared at it. In the 30 seconds around his last heartbeat, the brain did not simply fade out. One rhythm rose. Gamma waves. Gamma is not background noise. It is the rhythm of a brain doing something. It is the fast beat, the sound of separate regions firing in time with each other. It runs when you pull up a memory, when you dream, when you concentrate hard. And it climbed while his heart was stopping. So, a team in Michigan went looking for it on purpose. 4 patients in comas, with no chance of recovery. Their families made the decision to remove ventilator support. With permission, the researchers kept recording through it. 2 of the 4 did what the old man did. Within 30 seconds to 2 minutes of the ventilator coming off, a surge, gamma power climbing, and something stranger than power, connection. The back of the brain started talking to the front. Right through the patch researchers call the hot zone. That is the region they suspect you need in order to experience anything at all. The same area that lights up when people report floating outside their own body. And this had been seen before, in rats. In 2013, dying rats produced gamma stronger than when they were wide awake. Nobody seriously expected a human brain to do the same. Now, the part most videos leave out. This is 1 man, and 2 patients out of 4. Both of those 2 had a history of seizures. A dying brain is not a healthy brain. It is a system losing control. An electrical storm looks spectacular on a screen. It does not prove anyone was home. You cannot read a memory off an EEG. Not one. Not yet. And you cannot run this experiment. Nobody schedules a death. Every recording like this is an accident someone happened to be watching. Which leaves one group who can actually answer. The people who came back. 567 cardiac arrests in hospitals across the US and the UK. 85 of them had their brain activity monitored while a team fought to restart the heart. Nearly 40% showed activity that looked close to normal at points. Not in the first seconds. As far as 35 to 60 minutes into CPR. Sit with that. The heart is stopped, someone is pressing on the chest, and the brain flickers back into a pattern that looks awake. About 1 in 5 of the survivors described something from in there. Not tunnels and white light. A separation from the body. Watching the room without pain, without panic. And a review, not of images, of their own decisions and the people in them. Researchers checked those accounts against hallucinations, dreams, and delusions. They did not match any of them. And then there is the trap the researchers set for themselves. During the resuscitation, a hidden tablet displayed 1 of 10 images. Headphones played 3 words into the patient's ears. Apple, pear, banana. Not a single survivor could name the image. Exactly 1 person named the fruit. 1 out of everyone. That is what the honest version of this story looks like. Scientists still argue about what all of it means. A real experience or a brain misfiring on the way out? Nobody has closed that argument, and the careful researchers say so out loud. But 2 things are no longer in doubt. The first, death is not a switch. It is a process, and it has a length. The heart stopping is the beginning of it, not the end. That is exactly why you never stop CPR early. The brain is still in there after the pulse is gone. The researchers behind that study say it plainly. It should change how long a team keeps going. The second one is harder to hear. In a hospice in Vancouver, researchers played patterns of sound to dying patients, people who were unresponsive, hours from the end, reacting to nothing. Their brains still answered those sounds. Statistically, the responses were like those of healthy young adults, quieter, slower, but there. So a room with a dying person in it is not an empty room. Everything said in it may still be arriving. You will probably never learn what your own last 30 seconds are, but somebody else's might still be listening. So don't save the sentence for a better moment. Say it while there is still someone in the room to hear it.
Check out this video next and subscribe here so you never miss a new one.